It's the All-Star break. Here in Season 2, we have the Home Run Derby, the All-Star Game, and the Rockies aren't really involved in these events, so we will spend some time with them afterwards, and I have a few things I want your feedback to help me for the rest of this season. Welcome back, everybody, to the Colorado Rockies franchise on MLB The Show 21. Year 2 has been fun, and we are now over the halfway point, making it to the All-Star break. We had fun last season going through these All-Star events, so we are doing so again. Last year, Xander Bogaerts put on a show winning the Home Run Derby. He's not here to defend his title, and actually only 2 players from that derby are back, Franmil Reyes and Christian Yelich. And now in both derbies, Franmil Reyes is the #1 seed. This time he's matched up with Gleyber Torres of the New York Yankees. I felt like this was a matchup that favored Reyes, who was knocked out in the first round last year by Cody Bellinger. But Torres got off to a great start, and these were absolutely launched. I wasn't sure if he had the power to be competitive here in the Derby, but he very quickly proved that he had a chance to win the whole thing, going 450 down the line and ending up with a very respectable 13, hitting one off the foul pole to finish his round. Franmil Reyes lost to 13 home runs in the first round a year ago. Here he is, 33 home runs coming into the Derby, showing off the power. He can go opposite field. He doesn't have to hit it at his absolute best to make it go over the fence. But 13's a tough pace here with 2 minutes, and usually they get the 30 seconds of bonus time. Again, going oppo to right center. That one leaves, but he's pretty much got to finish with a 5 or 6 home run streak, and Reyes is not able to do it. So for the second straight year, the 8 seed eliminates the current home run leader. There are a couple players who are breaking out this year, and they were matched up against one another in the first round. Will Smith of the Dodgers, playing in Dodger Stadium, hit 25 home runs going into the break. He hit 1 against us. I was excited to see how he would perform, and his swing just didn't look right in this round. Hitting ground balls, getting out in front, and only getting 5 in this first round. That gave a great opportunity to the White Sox' Andrew Vaughn, who hit 25 in the first half of the season as well, 309 average. This is one of the players the White Sox are really counting on, and the breakout has happened this year. And 5 is not much to pass if you can get off to a good start. And Andrew Vaughn did beat Will Smith, not even needing his bonus time to do so. That brings us to Christian Yelich, who made it to the semifinals last season, beating Juan Soto in the first round. This time he's matched up with Mike Trout. So we have our first lefty of the event, and this goes to the right field corner, 426 feet. Yelich didn't have the distance on his home runs, so he did not unlock the bonus time. He did put up 8, which is decent, but is it decent when you're up against Mike Trout, who was not in our Derby last season? I expected Trout to easily beat 8. And the ball just flies off his bat. It's just not even fair. 456. Another one absolutely mashed to left field, and this one goes 427. Trout got on a roll. He unlocked bonus time very quickly in his round, but it wasn't looking like he was going to even need it. 15 seconds on the clock, and now showing off the power, dead center, 9th home run for Mike Trout. He eliminates Christian Yelich to move on to the next round. Now this next matchup was really interesting. You get Pete Alonso, who won the Derby back in 2019, and maybe won recently in real life. But he's matched up with a Mets teammate, Dominic Smith. Now, on paper, you expect Pete Alonso to win this 10 times out of 10. What happened to Pete Alonso here in the Derby? This is not a great swing. He got jammed into opposite field a couple times. This was a shock to see him only hit 5. Dominic Smith has 104 career homers going into this derby. With Alonso only hitting 5, he's got a real chance to get out of this first round. And not just because Alonso hit 5, but Smith immediately got on a roll. A minute 20 on the clock, and he's already crushing his 4th to right center. Dominic Smith looking to make a statement in the derby. He's able to tie Alonso in under a minute. This is where you're almost wishing it was the prior home run derby format and not a head-to-head, because all it took is 65 seconds for Dominic Smith to hit 6 home runs and beat Pete Alonso, moving on to the next round. I want to know how many home runs he could have hit if he had just gone first in that matchup. So now we have our semifinals. Gleyber Torres and Andrew Vaughn going head-to-head, and Torres had the best first round out of anybody, but again, Dominic Smith, if he had to hit 13, I think he could have done it. Torres did hit 13 and continued to crush some of the most impressive home runs, 440 and beyond. This one travels 447, he gets bonus time. Eventually started to slow down a bit down the stretch. Didn't have as good of a round as he did the first time around. 10's not bad. Andrew Vaughn passed Will Smith with 6 in their first round matchup. And Andrew Vaughn with 4 and 34 seconds to go. You get bonus time as well, so he's really got to go on a run here. 5 home runs, and now 1 to center. That one's probably not going to go. Time running out. That's a ground ball to short. So Gleyber Torres does move on to the finals as the 8th seed. But now we had a very intriguing semifinals matchup to decide who he would face. Mike Trout. He hit 9 to beat Christian Yelich in the first round with time to spare. Now he's setting the pace and putting on a show in LA. Here is number 8 to left field, 433 feet. He does unlock bonus time as you would expect, shows off the center field power, and closes it out. A 13th home run, equaling what Torres did in round 1. That makes this round a much more difficult matchup for Dominic Smith, but if he could equal what he did in that first minute against Alonso, he would have a chance. And Dominic Smith was able to get off to a very solid start, hitting home runs on his first couple of swings, trying to hit, 5 or 6 in that first minute. You really don't have much room for error. 1 minute in, he wasn't as good as he was in the Alonso run, but 5 home runs would definitely give him a chance. 7 here with 15 seconds to go. He does have potential bonus time. He unlocks it right there with the 445-footer. He basically needs a home run with every remaining swing. This one only goes to the warning track. This one going to the line in right field, and that is not going to go. And this round ends up going to Mike Trout. So here is your finals matchup in the Derby. Yankees, Gleyber Torres, and the Angels, Mike Trout. I felt like this was a great matchup considering just the power Torres displayed in those first 2 rounds. 440 was so easy for him. Now in this first minute, he does crush a couple deep to unlock bonus time, but didn't get off to the best pace. With his regulation time running out, Torres is sitting at 6. Needs really good bonus time to set something tough for Mike Trout. And as time expires here, he does hit number 7 and ends up in his bonus time. His last swing here, deep left center. That one does just go. 9. Is that good enough to beat Mike Trout? Here we go. What kind of start would Mike Trout get off to? This one looks pretty good going left center, but it actually doesn't go. And then Trout trying to go down the line. This one doesn't go either. A bit of a slow start here for Trout. He corrects it a bit with this blast to center field, and this one is going to leave 443 feet. But a slower pace, even to catch 9. This was the worst start to a round Trout had in the whole Home Run Derby tournament. This one is going to exit in left field, number 4. He's looking at about a minute to go if he can get bonus time, which you definitely expect. But only 4 in the first 90 seconds. He's got to get hot. Still no bonus time either. You're not catching 9 without it. Deep left field. That goes 394, I think, off the foul pole. He still doesn't have the bonus time. Down the line, a line drive. 457 to unlock bonus time with only really one swing left if he didn't get it there. And Trout hits number 8 going into bonus time. 12 seconds left. This is going left center field. Mike Trout ties Torres. He's got one more swing to win the Derby. He's trying to go opposite field. Right center hit well. And short. Trout gets the comeback, but only ties it, forcing an overtime round. Each hitter gets 1 minute. Torres, 2 with 30 seconds to go. He's trying to go to right center field. Not many actually hit those opposite field home runs in this. Torres is able to get 4 in this extra round. Here's Mike Trout. Yup, that one's definitely going to be gone. He's got plenty of time to at least get 2 more to force double overtime. 37 seconds. Left field crushed. Yup, that one's gone as well. 1 to tie, 2 to win it. 20 seconds to go. This one, he gets a bit underneath. I don't think that one's going to leave. Time running out. Torres 10 seconds from a win, but Trout crushes this. Left center. This one is gone. 440. 1 second left. At the buzzer, Mike Trout launches it deep left field, and he is the Home Run Derby champion. An impressive run, a dramatic comeback, and Trout is the champion this year. I'm not sure if that's as good as Bogart's run last season, but it was a lot of fun. Mike Trout was the number 3 seed, by the way. Torres, the 8. So there is your Home Run Derby for year 2. Hope you enjoyed that. Now, as far as the All-Star game goes, we had nobody actually voted high for the game, so we just kind of get one by default. And it's Javi Baez just coming off the bench. So we're not spending a ton of time in the All-Star game, but I will show you the highlights here. We have Aaron Nola, the ace for the National League, a 1.7 ERA, just a .94 whip. Mike Trout, fresh off the Derby win. After an Alex Bregman single, he singles off Nola. Yordan Alvarez, how about a routine grounder to second base? And an error allowing the American League to score the first run. For the American League, Jose Barrios is the ace this season at 2.6 ERA, 112 strikeouts. Here's Dominic Smith and a fly ball into left field. Yordan Alvarez, a long run to go and get it. Barrios puts up the 0. In the second inning, Aaron Nola was much better, not allowing any base runners and striking out Whit Merrifield. Barrios in his second inning facing Cody Bellinger, and there's the breaking ball that he loves to throw. Strike 3 on the outside corner. How about Manny Machado? Runner at third, 1-2, and Barrios gets him to chase, getting out of the second. Jake DeGrom, not the ace despite excellent numbers, a 1.8 ERA. Facing Alex Bregman here in the third, and this is crushed to center field, and that is going to leave. The American League tack on another run on the solo shot, traveling 440 feet. Later in the inning, Franmil Reyes, your home run leader in the first half. That is gone to left field. Love the camera cut there as well. No doubt about it. Franmil Reyes, 395. 33 in the first round, though. I can't wait to see if he can get to 60. Bottom three, Freddie Freeman, lefty, beating the shifts. And that one's going to allow him to get to second base. National League looking for their first run. Juan Soto pulls it over to first. A 0 on the board here for White Sox pitcher Dallas Keuchel. We go bottom four. Dominic Smith going out of the zone for one here. And this throw is not handled cleanly at first base, so Smith does reach. Cody Bellinger ends up drawing a walk against his former teammate Ross Stripling. And then former Dodger teammates meet again. It's Will Smith at Dodger Stadium. Deep left field and tying the game. 3-run homer. That makes up for the Derby performance, I would have to say. It's a brand new ball game. Top five. Clayton Kershaw gives up a drive to right center. Alex Bregman almost leaves again. A 3-for-3 day. If they let him continue, he'd have a chance at the cycle. Mike Trout out of the zone. Kershaw gets him to chase. Big strikeout there. Here's Franmil Reyes. 2-2 and striking out on the inside fastball. Nice job by Kershaw. Lucas Giolito pitching to Freddie Freeman. Bottom five. Deep right field. Headed to the corner. This one is gone. Freddie Freeman puts the National League in front. 376 feet. 4 unanswered now for the National League. Juan Soto facing Giolito. This one is twisting into left field. Alvarez, a long run to go and get it, almost running into the stands. Bottom 7. Omar Narvaez with a drive off James Karinchak. Deep right and carrying to the warning track. And a ground rule double. National League looking for one more. It's Wilson Contreras. The catcher drives in the catcher. You love to see it. 5-3. And now it's time for Javi Baez to join the fun. Hitting .221 in the first half with 18 home runs. I think he has a chance to get to 40. And he chases one way upstairs, striking out against Raisel Iglesias. Top 8. Teoscar Hernandez facing Edwin Diaz. And there's the chase. Another nice strikeout. We go to the 9th. Roberto Osuna in for the save. Rafael Devers again beating the shift. Don't shift in the All-Star game. Devers off the wall. He's into second easily. American League tying run at the plate. Here's Andrew Vaughn, 0 for 3, getting a fourth chance, and that's a grounder to third. Devers has to hold. Francisco Mejia on the ground, chopped to short. Again, Devers has to stay at second base. It comes down to Willie Castro, 2-0, grounded to the right side. 3 straight outs, and the game goes to the National League. 5-3, all 5 runs unanswered. I hope you enjoyed the All-Star presentation for this season. It is a lot of fun, even if the Rockies aren't really part of it, but hopefully, if this rebuild goes as planned, we can actually have a bit more to talk about involving our team when it comes to this game. But I saw your feedback. You definitely wanted me to spend some time with the Rockies in this episode, so that's what we're going to do. Trying to figure out, what do we do for the rest of the season? We're 39-52. We're not going to the playoffs. But we want answers going into next year. What players can we count on? What players can we not count on? Where do we have to get better in the offseason? Now, another thing that's usually a big part of baseball is obviously trading and the trade deadline. I do have trading off right now in the series because not sure we can trust the AI to not ruin their teams. Do you want me to just give them a chance to trade or not? But there are a few players I do want to talk about going into the second half of the season. I think that one of the best surprises this year has been Connor Joe. He put together an unbelievable start to the AAA season, and that success has really carried into his longest chance to play at the big leagues. He has been one of our most reliable players and actually leads our position players in WAR. It's at 1.5 right now, which is tied with Dom Nunez. And he's been great at hitting doubles just like this. Feels like we get one of these every episode. Connor Joe does have 14 this year in 201 at-bats. One of the things I want to figure out before next episode is a revamped batting order for this team, because I think it's time for some changes. Here's a drive to left field. That is Garrett Hampson. I think he's consistently gotten better throughout the season, flashing some more power lately. The average is coming up, the on base is coming up, he's stealing some bases. I'm happy to see that. Hampson right now does lead the team in doubles. He has 19 on the season. He also has 4 triples, and here was home run number 6. He's 4th on the team in total bases. I want to take you into the 9th inning here. Joakim Soria trying to save it for the Diamondbacks, who have really stepped up their play this year. Elias Diaz, he reaches base, and then we're going to the bench for our other catcher. It's Dom Nunez. 1-0 from Soria. It's a line drive at first base, and Christian Walker, in one move, ends the game. Catching the line drive, landing on the first base bag. What a Rockies way to lose this one. Come on. What are the chances of that? I didn't even know what to think when I saw that. Let's talk about Javi Baez a little bit, the team's only all-star from this season. I think Baez has been exactly what we expected this year. He wasn't going to hit for a high average, although I'd love to see him get to like 240 or 250, but he does lead the team in home runs with 18. He is actually not the team's RBI leader. That would be Josh Fuentes. He is striking out 26% of the time. He does have one of the team's highest strikeout rates, and he doesn't really walk a lot. I'm thinking about moving him down in the order to like cleanup or something, just because maybe we can optimize the lineup to have more on base for him. But we'll have to see. After this double, here's Hampson laying down a bunt, and with his speed, you gotta make the quick play, and Charlie Culberson can't do so cleanly, so it's a bunt for a hit for Garrett Hampson. And once he's on first base, getting a really good jump, he is on second base before this ball is even in Correa's glove. Now, Hampson has a very low stealing rating, so he doesn't always get the best jump. He got an outstanding jump this time, and that's actually where I've been spending the training on his base running. Ryan McMahon not able to bring home Baez as Duffy strikes him out. Here's Charlie Blackmon, again playing every day. Knocked down at third base, but no play and an RBI single for Charlie, who has really been outstanding for us recently. Runners at the corners, the inning continues. Danny Duffy facing Elias Diaz. And this one's hammered to left field. Diaz watches it fly out, and the Rockies go up 4-0. Nice inning here against Danny Duffy. We have a couple lefty mashers on this team. This offense is so fun when things come together. We're just so inconsistent. We need more sequences like this where we're able to reach base and then somebody can bunt for a hit and we can string together positive events the way you're supposed to in the game of baseball. We end up getting the win here against the Diamondbacks. We shut them out to even this little 3-game series. And the win in this game went to John Gray. Yeah, he's 6-6 now on the season. Charlie also went yard again. He's been hitting with a lot of power recently. One more player to talk about, Raimel Tapia. He was a player who started out our leadoff hitter back in Season 1, didn't have a great year, and I wasn't really thinking about him coming into this season. And he's turned out to be really good, and one of our better on-base players, one of our better batting average players, even if he's only hitting .247. I guess what I'm trying to figure out now is, do I want Raimel to keep leading off, or Charlie Blackmon, who is just hitting the ball really well right now? Charlie's average is up 14 points over Tapia, hitting .261, and his on base is a bit higher as he does walk more often. So it's nice to have those two at the top of our order. Is it better to split them up, or what do we do with this order? I would like to see your proposed batting order for the rest of the season when it comes to facing right-handed pitching most of the days. I should probably be a bit more aggressive with my left-handed lineups. Like, the Twins are really good about that. They'll bat Mitch Garver, lead off against lefties, and then like fifth any other day, and Max Kepler leads off a lot facing righties, and then against lefties he'll bat like seventh. This team also, oddly enough, doesn't even have a switch hitter, so I think you have to be a bit more creative with the lineup there. But I'd like some ideas for how we can fix this up, and I'll show you some stats at the end with on base and everything. Charlie hits another double. So much better than the first month or so of the season. We're trying to keep this rally going, but Baez pops out in frustration. Josh Fuentes up next, and he drills this one deep down the line in left field. This one hooks foul by a couple feet. Fuentes, 1-2. In the air, shallow right, popped up again. 2 away. Tying run at the plate. It's Ryan McMahon, 3 for 4 on the day. Swings and misses, count runs full. Payoff pitch from Joakim Soria. And McMahon looks at strike 3 as the Diamondbacks take the series 2 out of 3. I've really enjoyed the episode formats this year. I think I've really gotten into a comfort zone with these franchise videos, and the way things are looking right now with Madden 22, I'm not really expecting me to have a big Madden franchise on this channel this year. I do think the Rockies are going to carry it going forward, and we have a lot of work to do. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. 40 and 54 on the season now. And here are the stats. I want to know the batting order. Give me your 1 through 8 down below. Our top on-base players are both catchers. I briefly considered, do we just bat Dom Nunez leadoff, but he only has 35 speed. I don't know if I can do that with no speed and limited pop. But what do we do to try and help this team be a bit more consistent on offense? I'm just trying to get this order optimized so we can be competitive in the second half and play well. Now, we're also going to spend some time at the minor league level looking for players who could get called up, whether it's this year or next. We're going to see how David Geronimo's playing. I think very soon he should be playing at AAA to see if he should be at the MLB level next year. If he finishes the season well, he probably gets added to the 40-man roster, and we go from there. But leave your thoughts down below, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I really love playing this game right now. A lot more of it is coming your way, even though Madden's out now. Please leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.